A person's name is to that person the sweetest, most important sound in any language. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 highly effective models so you never forget a name again. Remembering someone's name is one of the most guaranteed ways for them to feel valued and like you in return. Names are the glue that sticks human relationships together. It's even more important as a social skill than a charming smile or a good handshake, because both of these things are physical gestures that can be affected, but a name must be held in our minds. Hearing your name makes you feel valued, respected, and remembered. It shows that meeting you was a significant moment for the other person. On the other hand, few more awkward things can happen socially, like forgetting someone's name, especially if they remember yours. But that's not going to happen to you any much longer, thanks to the methods in this video. You might be one of those people who says, "I'm not good with names." But that's a tired excuse, and it's simply not true. I used to think I was one of those people until I made the effort to find effective methods for remembering people's names. So it's important that you leave this myth behind and decide that from now on, I am a person who is good with remembering names. The truth is, nobody is naturally good with names, but everyone can be. Here's what actress Joan Crawford had to say about this. "It's important to remember people. I pride myself on doing that. I remember hundreds of names, maybe more, not because it comes naturally to me, quite the opposite. I don't think I was naturally good at remembering names, but it seemed right to make the effort. And for the record, I am terrible at memory games, so there's a lot more to this than just the ability to recall faces. Let's begin with the first method to always remember someone's name. Here's how to remember someone's name every time using the reinforcement technique. When you meet someone and they tell you their name, you are going to repeat it back to them. For example, if she says, "Hi, I'm Amanda," you say, "Amanda, a pleasure to meet you, I'm James." Make sure you are fully focused on that moment that she tells you her name. Look her in the eye and burn that image of Amanda into your brain. The reason we forget a name, sometimes literally 2 seconds after we heard it, is because we weren't fully present. Then silently, in your head, repeat this name back to yourself. Amanda, 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 Amanda. Within the next minute or 2 of the conversation, use her name in a sentence. This could be to begin a question, for example, "So Amanda, do you live in the neighborhood?" Or in response to something that she said, like, "That's very kind of you, Amanda." Or if someone else joins the conversation, that's a great opportunity to reinforce her name. "Hi David, this is Amanda. We were just talking about the cricket." And of course, if you didn't quite catch someone's name the first time they said it, it's okay to ask them to repeat it and even repeat it back to them to ensure that you got the pronunciation right. This is especially important with more unusual or exotic names because sometimes we hesitate to say them for fear of pronouncing it incorrectly and causing offense. Now we come to method number 2, which is highly effective. You can remember someone's name more easily by using associations. If you've ever learned a foreign language, you'll know that associating that word with something in English is a very useful way to remember it. The same goes with names. Names are meaningless and they often have no correlation to the characteristics of the person. But you're going to make up some kind of association that you can remember. The more bizarre and nonsensical our association, the easier it sticks in our mind. For example, if you met Amanda and she looks rather masculine, you might remember her as Amanda. Yes, some of these associations can be a little offensive, but nobody's ever going to know about them. This information is strictly for your brain only, and sometimes offensive things are easier to remember. You can also have more flattering associations. For example, if you met a very nice woman called Delilah, you might remember her as Delightful Delilah. The first 2 methods are great for remembering someone's name in the short term, but what about in the long term? Wouldn't it be great to recall someone's name months later, having only met them once? This is where the list technique is the most effective method of all for remembering names. On my phone, there is a notes document where I write down the name of everyone I meet. I write this down as soon as there is a polite and discreet moment to do it. At a party or a business event, this might not be until you get to the bathroom. But at a coffee shop or a bar, you can do it pretty much as soon as the conversation is ended. Not only do I write down the name, but also where I met them, and if necessary, a little description of them. For example, Samantha, coffee shop barista, tattoos. The act of writing down the name is a very effective method of reinforcement, just like saying it out loud. But there's a huge additional bonus. Anytime you go somewhere where it's likely you may see these people again, take a look at your notes. For example, if I'm going to one of my favorite spots for lunch, I can check the name of the bartenders and other regulars that I might see before I head in. That way, it's easy to greet them all by name when I say hello. I honestly don't know where I would be without this method, especially as somebody who recently moved to a new city and gets several new names introduced to them a day. Of course, not everyone on this list is someone you'll see again. Every so often, I go and clear it out of people that I will likely never bump into again. That way, the list is clear and concise for when I need to do a search. You may wish to order it by grouping people that you are likely to see together in the future. For example, if you met a bunch of people from a particular company at a conference, you might wish to put them together. If there are a few regular baristas at your favorite coffee shop, put their names together, even though you might be introduced to them one by one over a period of a few months. This method for remembering names is going to change your life, and it's a massive boost to your social confidence. Suddenly, you're going to be that guy that remembers everyone's name, and they're going to be very appreciative. When you become an expert at remembering names, you may feel a sense of smugness. You glide into any social setting, bump into acquaintances, encounter people that you only met once at a cocktail party 6 months ago, and somehow remember their name. But you have to be humble and remember that they will seldom remember yours. And that's okay, because we all know how hard it can be to remember names. They just haven't watched this video yet. If you bump into someone and you think it's highly unlikely that they will remember your name, I think it's polite to give them a subtle reminder. For example, "Hi John, James, good to see you." Even if they are 90% sure that they did remember your name, they'll appreciate the confirmation. Obviously, you don't have to keep doing this, but I think it's a good idea when you see them again for the first time. It avoids that awkward moment when you say their name and they say something generic back like pal or mate, which I hate. Gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video and you will be able to implement each of the 3 methods for remembering someone's name. I guarantee you will feel more confident and charming thanks to this highly valuable social skill. Remember that, like all skills in life, it takes practice. You will begin to see better and better results the more that you use these techniques. If you are looking to become even more of a suave socializer, I highly recommend my video on how to speak like a gentleman. It teaches you all the speaking and listening skills that you need to make a great first impression. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.